Lively has been in some hot water recently when it's come to how she's been treating people and the subject matter of her new film, It Ends With Us. Now in this time, people have spoken out against her and her old feuds have been brought to light. Now she's obviously been having some issues with her co-star and director of the film, Justin Baldoni. Eagle-eyed fans pointed out that Justin was noticeably absent from joint press events for the movie, and there were no big cast photos from the New York City premiere. Now some creators on TikTok claim tensions began when Lively brought her husband, Ryan Reynolds, to help with the film's creative direction, despite Justin directing. According to a source who spoke to Us Weekly, there were two camps on the film, Team Blake and Team Justin. Now this creative struggle set the tone for the negative experience behind the scenes and grew into them not speaking anymore. Now Justin only appeared on the red carpet solo and side by side with his wife Emily and other friends and family, but never with Blake or other co-stars. According to People magazine, Justin also allegedly didn't introduce the film ahead of the screening with Blake and Colleen Hoover, despite being the director and a star of the film, which is a little strange. He then made some of a backhanded compliment on the red carpet, saying, "I think there are better people for that one," he told Entertainment Tonight when asked if he'd pull double duty again for the possible next installment. He added, "I think Blake Lively is ready to direct, that's what I think." Now, the whole world has heard about this, and they have compared how sensitive Justin has spoken about the serious subject matter of the film, while Blake has been more lighthearted and aloof. Now, because of this, Blake has been called out by others. Meghan McCain called out Blake for how insensitive she'd been while talking about DV. Meghan cited her experience with helping a close friend leave a DV situation as the basis for her feelings on the matter, and she said that she took issue with how Blake answered questions about the film on her recent tour for the project. If you're taking on the responsibility of telling the story about a woman in a DV situation, you have to be respectful that you're representing victims, millions and millions of women and men who are victims of DV. I was very surprised at some of her responses. She said, "I think the tone she's setting in a lot of the press with this saying, 'Put on your florals and come together, girls.'" Meghan said she doesn't want to put florals on and go out with her girlfriends and watch a fun girl movie about DV. The suggestion of which she called very insensitive and quite frankly strange. Meghan then went on to say that she doesn't even understand why Blake is even famous other than Gossip Girl and being married to Ryan Reynolds. Then a journalist came out of the woodworks and exposed Blake for being horrible during an interview in 2016. Journalist Kjersti Flaa posted a clip of a 2016 interview with the star, which she said made her want to quit her job. In the clip, Blake is promoting the movie Cafe Society and is joined by her co-star Parker Posey. Now this interview happened months after Blake announced her pregnancy, so the journalist congratulated her by starting off the interview with saying, congratulating her on her little bump. Now Blake didn't like this and mocked her by repeating, "Congrats on your little bump." Now Kjersti was clearly not pregnant, and she has now explained that she's infertile, so that comment hurt her even more. Now Blake was just straight up rude, and it was unacceptable. In a new interview, Kjersti said she would welcome an apology from Blake, but said that she thought it was unlikely to happen. "If she wants to apologize, that would be amazing," she said. "I think if you behave badly, if you own up to that and own it and say, 'I had a terrible day, I'm sorry,' maybe she will learn from that and not behave like that again. Of course that would be welcomed." Now Kjersti later thanked people who had been sending her supportive messages, and she said that people who bullied and had mean girl energy should be called out in Hollywood and held accountable. She then said, "I want to shout out Kristen Stewart, who was the person I interviewed after the horrific incident, and she was the most wonderful person to interview. She saved my day. You know, I was terrified walking into that interview because I had just experienced what I had, so for her to just treat me like, she was just so sweet, and I'm so happy I interviewed her afterwards." Now, Anna Kendrick starred in a movie alongside Blake in 2018 called A Simple Favor, but there were rumors that the two were feuding. According to In Touch, tension between the women stemmed from Anna making fun of Blake's best friend, Taylor Swift. During their press tour for A Simple Favor, the tension between the pair was palpable in interviews as they made sarcastic jokes and comments about each other. The Celebrity Memoir Book Club podcast, run by New York City comedians Claire Parker and Ashley Hamilton, claimed that the two women were not speaking by the time shooting wrapped on their movie. Now, the allegation came from an insider that claimed to work at the film studio. They hated each other. The studio even had to talk to them about making it look like they liked each other on press tours because it was starting to get obvious, the insider alleged. Now, the source claimed that Anna in particular was really competitive with Blake and was constantly asking to make sure she got more promotion than Blake. Then, during an interview with BuzzFeed, the actors recounted an incident where Blake was exceptionally late to filming, while Anna was not informed about the schedule change and was left waiting. "That was the day I decided I hated you," Kendrick said, leading to an awkward moment where Blake clumsily tried to justify her tardiness. "We were all talking about you," she later told her. In a conversation with Kjersti Flaa, that same interviewer, Anna suggested that she had muted Blake on Instagram and even told her not to touch her during an interview with MTV News, physically distancing herself. Now, Leighton Meester starred alongside Blake in the teen drama Gossip Girl, but it appeared that the two who played best friends on the show were not nearly as close in real life, as various sources, including one of the show's creators, revealed that the pair did not get along in between takes. In 2008, as Gossip Girl entered its second season, New York Magazine reported that the two actresses avoid each other like the plague, according to one source. The outlet also reported on a daily news piece that hinted at the women's strained relationship, suggesting one actor felt like she was being replaced by the other as the show's main star. Additionally, according to a Harper's Bazaar report, Leighton felt like Blake was too self-centered. The feud narrative was somewhat confirmed by one of the show's executive producers, Joshua Safran, in 2017. In an interview with Vanity Fair, he shared, "Blake and Leighton were not friends, they were friendly, but they were not friends like Serena and Blair," citing personality differences as the primary reason. Now, in the years following the conclusion of Gossip Girl, many cast members have reunited, except for Blake and Leighton, so it appears that there really was some type of feud between them. Now, Leighton wasn't the only person Blake had an issue with on the set of Gossip Girl. Apparently, she had an issue with guest star Armie Hammer. In 2017, while appearing on Watch What Happens Live, Armie seemed to address his controversial departure from the show. When asked who was the biggest diva on Gossip Girl, the actor looked nervous as he attempted to remain diplomatic. "Let me just say, it was a tough show to film, and I didn't end up actually filming all the scenes I was supposed to because it was so tough," he said. Now, host Andy Cohen then pressed, "Oh really? So you were like, get me out of this?" It was also like, "Get him out of here," he replied. He then insinuated that his love interest in the show wanted him out of the show, suggesting that it was down to Blake. Yikes. Well, that's all for our list of celebrities who have spoken out against Blake Lively. After everything that's happened with her, are you a fan of Blake? Let us know in the comments down below, and don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. I'm your host Emily, and we'll see you next time. Peace.